Well, it wasn't a pleasant experience for Mr. Ifeoluwa Oludiro, a freed victim who spent about 48 hours in a kidnapper's den. Mr. Oludiro was intercepted by a gang of kidnappers on the Lagos-Ibadan expressway from his car with his wife and first child, while two of his children were left on the road helpless. Well, Mr. Ifeoluwa Oludiro joins me live in the studio to share his experience. It's good to have you join us. Of course, I would say that it's a pretty sad experience for you, I would say. Can you tell us or give us a picture as to what happened actually on Sunday?
All right. Before I go on, I'd like to first thank God for being alive, for sparing my life. My family and I were coming from Ibadan on Sunday, the 12th of November, and shortly after first square camp, just about 5 to 7 minutes drive after the camp, we were intercepted by a gang of kidnappers. Our vehicles were trying to turn back. We were also trying to turn back. A vehicle rammed into my vehicle, and then it was immobile. My wife and I got down and were trying to escape. Due to the impact, two of my sons passed out. While I was still trying to revive them, to resuscitate them, the kidnappers caught up with me, and my wife, who was also running away with my first son, they chased her too with guns, and they had to stop running. And I took my other two sons. One was already bleeding, one was barely walking. They led us into the bush. After a while, they wanted me to drop them in the bush. Eventually, I agreed to drop them on the road. And then
That's your children?
Yes, my two.
That's two of your children?
Two little children, yeah. Eventually, my wife was brought to me, and we were there till Tuesday night.
So how many of them, you say a gang of kidnappers, how many were they? Did they put you in did they come with a bus or something? Or how was that impact? Was it an accident or something along the way? Well,
to the best of my knowledge, they did not come with a bus. They came directly from the bush. They had already earlier stopped the vehicle bus that they used to intercept the road. And that was what other vehicles saw. And then about 100 meters ahead, and we stopped, and we were all trying to turn back. But the vehicle that rammed into me made it impossible for me to turn back. And we were just in the bush for the 3 days.
So what happened? How were you rescued on Tuesday? Did you pay any ransom? You may not tell us how much you paid for security reasons.
Yeah, well, I'll answer that question this way. My main aim of granting this interview is largely to make the public know that the road is not, that aspect of the road is not safe. It is still very, very unsafe. Also, I still heard that this Sunday, a similar thing happened. And after talking with a few people, I was told that it has been happening like that too for a while, almost every Sunday. And unfortunately, I didn't know. And I also know that many Lagosians, many people going on that road too are not aware. So that has to come out in the public, has to be known. And at the same time, I believe the government are doing something about it, I believe. For our rescue, let's just say God rescued us. We passed through a very harrowing experience in the bush, but God spared our life and He rescued us.
So you were in the bush for how long? For 48 hours. Were you given any kind of care by the kidnappers or something? What was the experience like, just waiting in the bush for some kind of help to come?
The experience is hell. Being beaten consistently, blindfolded, sleeping on the floor. It was terrible, terrible, harrowing. But God saved our life. God spared us.
So for your child, because I understand that your child was also, for your first child, was also
yes.
In the bush with you and your wife. What was going through your mind, particularly when you saw your wife in that state and the fact that you could not help your wife or even help your child out of that place?
Yeah, you got the picture. The state at which you cannot help people beating your wife is harrowing in itself. not to count the fact that you have been beaten. It's terrible. It's terrible.
So what would you like to say to security agencies, and particularly the government, as to, I know you're doing this to ensure that people that ply, particularly commuters that ply the Lagos-Ibadan expressway, to be wary and be cautious when they're using the road. What would be your message to the Lagos State government, to the Ogun State government, to even the security agencies and even the federal government as to how they should protect lives, particularly those who use the Lagos-Ibadan expressway?
Yeah, thank you. Like you first said, the motorists should know that the place is still very terrible. And then to the government, I know we have people of insight and wisdom, both in the government and in the security apparatus of the 3 states, Oyo State, Ogun State, and Lagos State. I want to plead that they come out with their strategies, with their skills, and make the road safer.
So how do you feel now? Do you still get some kind of post-traumatic experience, you know, when you go home and then you see your wife? Have you been able to resume back to work?
Well, I've not been able to resume back to work. My wife had a broken fracture. So at the moment she's using
Crutches?
Crutches. My son still asks me some very, very serious questions, which I find a way to answer. I'm still looking for a way to approach some form of therapy, some form of therapy now for them to take the memory off them. But I believe God who saved us through that experience will also take us through this experience.
We're also praying with you, Mr. Ifeoluwa Oladiran. Thank you so much for talking to us about your experience. We're sorry about that.
Thank you very much. Thank you.